Ooh, this is gonna be good right here.
This is our bronze medal matchup between Shania, Rawson, and Martha Gill. Number 5 and number 2 qualifiers. Martha with a solid gate. We saw her go down earlier in the brackets, able to rebound, get back on her bike. Let's see if she can get those hands off. Nice, she got them off when it counted here in the bronze medal. Shania keeping her very, very honest, coming down here through the rhythm section, actually making a pass. Coming into this final jump. Martha able to get that suicide no-hander off, so she's able to get those tricks out that she was having a hard time earlier. So using this bronze medal matchup not only to go for a medal, but actually to better her riding.
Father of 2 maniacs, saying he loves riding with his 2 sons. They're waiting for the snow to melt in New York. I hear you, it's been a long winter for a lot of us in North America. It's exciting to be down here in the Southern Hemisphere and seeing this beautiful dirt, the sun shining, and high-level competition out here. Shania Rawson and Martha Gill going hard in their first run of this bronze medal matchup. Struggling to get the tricks.
Yeah, it was better than before. This is, I think, probably the best trick for Martha. She's getting better as the day's going on. Gets that full hands off, not just the fingers opening up, but really getting an extension on there. So she's getting better. She's improving as this contest is going on. So, you know, she wants that bronze medal too. Pinches the seat with her knees. Successfully gets her hands off and back on. That's also important.
When your competitor does not get a trick, getting those hands off even the slightest amount away from the handlebars is everything, because not only did you just play defense and not get time added on, you're gonna get a little bit of time taken off. And where else on a short race course like this are you gonna be able to find that much time? It's hard to do in the corners, but on those jumps, unlike any other format we have in mountain biking, you can save some time by just taking those hands off a little bit. So Martha crossing the finish line first and getting some benefits from those jump scores. She's going to be the leader in run number 2. Back up to the top of the course right now. Friendly competition between these 2 riders. A little knuckles before the gate drops. Martha Gill, left side of your screen. Shania Rawson on the right. Martha Gill, the number 2 qualifier. She's got over 2 seconds advantage now over Rawson.
Yeah, Rawson down about 2 seconds, gets the start right there and is technically on what would be considered maybe a little bit faster lane, so she's not out of it yet. There is a chance. Let's see what happens on these tricks.
Ooh, Martha missing.
Both riders with no trick. So they're even here. It's all about speed so far. Let's see if Shania can pull out of this turn and get enough drive down this straightaway to make up that time.
Oh.
Both riders a little bit of a dead sailor and dead heaving. Oh, and Shania almost misses that last turn and has to check up on the brakes.
So Martha crossing that finish line first, getting one hand a little bit off on the second jump. You gotta think she's looking pretty good now for taking that bronze medal. We're gonna savor these replays before we get the final word.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, Martha having such a hard time getting those tricks off. Makes you wonder, you know, what the off-season was like if she was able to get into foam pits, get into those airbags if they can. There's a lot to be done in these off-seasons. She does get that handoff a little bit there, so she's getting some points there.
Oh, you see the Gladiators making their way back up to the top of the course. Tohoto and Garrett on the shuttle ride right there. One more lap of the day to figure out who's going to grab that gold medal, who's going to grab that silver. Right now, we're waiting official word on who's going to grab the bronze for the women. You see left side of your screen, Martha gets that one. Oh, both hands off just by a touch.
Making it happen.
A little bit of defense, avoiding getting a time penalty with time added on. Martha with a pretty strong advantage already coming into this second run. Oh, like Shania may have missed that final gate. Pretty close.
Riders watching the replay, a lot of times you don't know what happened on your way down, and you pick up things by watching the replays, or you realize what went wrong by watching the replays. I think Shania's probably watching her back tire go over that last one. Did I make it in?
Yeah, I was like, oh, let's not tell anybody. So, official word coming in. The scores are in. Bronze medal goes to Martha Gill, grabbing those valuable points to start the season. I know you've been saying it all day. You've got your eye on her for that Queen leaderboard.
Looking at Caroline's tire choice there, going a lot more aggressive as far as speed is concerned. Not a lot of big knobbies on there, going to have a lot of high pressure.
Man, those tires and those flat corners, you got to be a real good bike rider to pull that off. All right, both of these riders are going to have to push it as hard as they can right now, because these are the two fastest and best in the game out here today. Caroline Buchanan and Jordy Scott.
Both riders getting full extension on the tuck no-hander. Caroline squeaking just another bike length ahead. Beating her on time. They're going to get a lot tighter right here as Jordy has the inside line coming into the Showtime booter. Here they come off the jump.
Oh!
And it looked like Caroline bobbled back on that Superman seat grab a little bit.
Caroline,
able to get her feet on.
Caroline's going for the Indian Air, for sure. And what I mean by that is she's doing that Superman seat grab and she's wanting to cross her legs. She'd score a little bit higher for that. And so this being the gold medal matchup is obviously the right time to do it. Caroline, despite slipping those pedals on the final jump, she was able to cross that finish line first. Great extension for both riders on those tuck no-handers. I feel like those are probably going to score about the same.
Yeah, definitely. Both of those full extension on the tuck no-handers. They came in nice and smooth, elbow straight, shoulders up in the air.
Jordy might have got a little bit more extension. I mean, now we got the slow-mo.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Coming into this final one, we see, I think yep, I did see that left leg start to kick over there. She was going for that Indian Air.
Watch this. Right side of your screen here, the hips rotate a little bit. She's wanting to cross those legs and get some more points. She didn't quite get it, but you can see it in the body language. That's what she's going for. And the combo there out of Jordy. Who's going to have the advantage on this one? What's that?
Yeah, I think you're right about them being pretty equal on the top. You know, I think maybe Jordy with that combo, if those two tricks can add up to even out what the judges are going to end up giving Caroline for that Superman.
All right,
grab. We'll see.
In the comments, who's doing it best? Who's doing these slow-mo close-ups best? Billy Meeklem or Caroline Buchanan? The drama. Oh, the drama. Caroline Buchanan, the leader after run number one. She's got a 0.85 advantage over Jordy Scott. Caroline has a 0.859 advantage over Jordy Scott. Let's see if Caroline can get that Superman seat grab Indian Air on the last jump. It's going to be good.
Caroline with a solid gate. You don't see Jordy Scott getting snapped out of the gate like that too often, so you know it was a good one out of Caroline. Coming in, let's see what these riders do. Both riders getting the tuck no-handers. Looking really smooth, side by side. Caroline, you can see she's relaxed. She's jumping through the rhythm sections, just letting it come to her.
Here we go. Oh, the biggest extension on that Superman seat grab that we've seen all day out of Caroline Buchanan. She makes it through the gates. Wow, really tight through the gates there. Only 0.17 separating the two of them. Caroline adds it to her advantage that she had from run number one, scoring 110 points for that Superman seat grab.
Yeah, I think you were right there, Cam. That was probably the best extension we've seen on that trick for her tonight. She came up a little bit front end high and got a little bit off balance, but was able to make a really good correction. That is going to be in the bag for the rest of the week. She can take that confidence onto slopestyle and the rest of the events. But here we see the riders pulling side by side coming through the rhythm.
Yeah, you know, in full speed, I was thinking those tuck no-handers were identical. Now we get to savor it in slow motion and really see the big picture. Ah, yeah, identical. It's almost like, look at this, they almost landed at the same time as well. That was fully synchronized swimming on bikes. Here we go, this is my favorite angle of the day. Superman seat grab.
There it was. You saw those knees get completely full extension.
Watch this.
And that's when it snaps right back there. That is that momentum you need to get back on the bike. She had one foot not quite on the pedal, but luckily that was the inside foot for the next turn and it worked out.
Take a screen grab, put it on your wall. That was a huge Superman seat grab. She also, let's see, I don't think she got perfect pedals, and she was somehow able to steer this thing back toward those flat corners. I guess, just said, oh, I guess I'm just setting up wide now.
After looking at it in slow-mo, I don't think she slipped the pedal. I think she took the foot off because she needed to lean in that way.
True.
That was insane.
I think you're right. That is so rad.
Insane.
Superwoman C grab. Well, what do we got? A gold medal for Caroline Buchanan, rewarded for digging deep, getting that Superman C grab, and Jordy Scott secures the silver. Way to go, what a show.
We see over there on the left-hand side of the screen, Caroline with the top 4 high scores of the day. So really coming into this season where she left off, the 2-time defending queen takes the gold medal here in Speed Style.